Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Hannah.
And we're the Tolnais. We met when we were 17.
We were teenagers.
Yeah, she was...
His sister was my best friend.
My sister goes, you better go talk to Hannah. And then that was that. So...
We were newly married when we started looking for churches, and we felt like the Lord was really saying, okay, we're going to move you. He's going to move us on. He's going to move us to a new place. And we didn't know what that looked like. We didn't know where that was. We didn't know what that was. We're like, okay, so we were waiting for it, and it was just like, we felt like he was just saying not yet, like the time's not yet. And right around that time, you were leading a prayer group.
They were like 13-year-old kids, and I just was asking the Lord, like, what are we gonna show them? What's the thing that we can pray for? And here I am thinking, like, maybe someone with cancer is gonna cross our path, or like maybe just some unmet needs are gonna cross our path that we can meet.
I go to my doctor's appointment. I was pregnant with my twins at the time, and it was a terrible appointment. And we went there, and they had a condition called twin-to-twin transfusion, and it's like really rare. And so we went in there. The doctor said, "There's nothing we can do for you medically. There was one cure. I wasn't eligible for it." And they said, you're gonna know by next week whether they live or die, basically. And so I'm freaking out. And they said, there's nothing you can do, literally as a mother, to fix this.
She's standing across from us saying, you know, you might have to abort one of your kids to save the other one. And I remember just saying, like, hold on a minute. Thank you, for your professional advice, but we're not going to do that. We're not going to do any of this stuff. Can we have another appointment in a week? And she was kind of like, I can see by your face you're a little agitated. And I'm like, I am. We don't believe in that. We're not going to do that.
We sat there and we're like, well, there's one thing we can do, and we're going to go, to God. So we did, and we came back to that group and said, here's who you're going to pray for. It's us. I feel like the local church, through the local church, like literally pulled our kids from the grave.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the next phase, he was saying, okay, now here's these babies that I saved, like here's how we're going to steward them. We're going to plant you in this new place.
So I remember walking in the doors, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm home. I just sat down and I just felt the Holy Spirit here. And we've been coming for a few weeks or maybe a few months, and some really tragic stuff happened, and we lost a really close aunt of ours. And I had introduced myself to Pastor Dom and gone to a few of the community group prayer meetings for the men, and I knew him, but it wasn't like very close yet. And I remember being in this place of tragedy in the funeral home and just crushed. And when he walked in, I felt this covering, and I realized, I was probably 26 years old. For my whole life, I had never felt this covering, but it was like when he came in, I let out this gasp, like, he's here, everything's okay. I'll never forget that, because it was a very painful day and week, and he just came in there like a father. On the flip side, my mother was in the
she was dress shopping.
Yeah.
She had to get a dress for the funeral, and she was like totally just distraught. And she walked into the store, and she's standing there staring at all the dresses, and she couldn't even move. She was like paralyzed. And up comes this lady, who just a stranger, and starts helping her look for a dress. And then it starts
because she
praying
could see
for her.
she
She
was...
could see she was struggling. And so she's like, I'm gonna help you. We're gonna find you a dress. You're gonna have the perfect thing. You're gonna look beautiful for this, for this funeral. And so they get talking, and she realizes this woman is a pastor's wife, and they get
of
talking.
the church that we were going to.
Yeah, and they realize, oh my gosh, it's Oakland. She's like, I think my kids just started going there, and lo and behold, it was Pastor Amira, and she picked out the dress for your mom. Had no idea who she was, and it's like this stranger just came in and.
But I knew that they were led by God. Okay, I was like, okay, I got to get under this.
Yeah, that got our attention totally.
Yeah, God told me, you drive an hour for a good job.
Right.
Would you drive an hour for church that you're supposed to be at? And I just was like, yes, I will.
The girls, they're 5 now, are like Miss Melanie, their teacher. She literally teaches them so well. And on the way home, they're like reciting Bible stories like word for word. Like, I don't even know how she teaches that many kids. It was so easy to say yes to because we felt so at home right away. It was like the easiest yes ever because we felt so comfortable, and so it really was the atmosphere. From the worship to the teaching to everything, every point, it was like a breath of fresh air to us.
The community groups is where we met everybody.
That's
And where
true.
we got close. I mean, it was around a campfire at Andrew's house, Andrew B.
Yeah.
and Andrea's. That I met him and Josh Schneider, and Josh introduced me to my friend Aaron, and I mean, everything just started, going from there. But we had to take that plunge, and it's uncomfortable to show up to somebody's house like, "Hey, I'm the new guy," and just start getting in. But it was so vital to our success in so many different areas.
Right.
Like she's saying her friends, how she prayed for that. Like, it was literally like answered prayers around this bonfire. We didn't even realize it
No.
yet,
The people here have been just such a blessing. It's crazy. I feel like OC has left no area of our life untouched. I feel like it's touched every area, top to
For
bottom,
sure.
like relationally, financially, in our marriage, our children, every single area its influence has touched and brought up, for sure.